She's in a very playful mood today. Da, 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 da. Alright, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be taking Meg out for an enrichment walk, and whilst she's out and about I'm going to be firing a few #AskMeg questions at her. One question in particular has been coming up quite a bit since I posted on Instagram a picture of a wild male lion in the Krugers National Park who had a disfigured jaw. And many of you are wanting to know, well, why doesn't the Kruger Park intervene? Why don't they get the vet out and come and help this lion? Everyone's having a why aren't we going walking? So unfair. Always Meg gets to go walking, not us. All right, I'm going to go through the night pen, Marina, so let's just hold this gate for me. Yeah? Okay. Hello, my girlie. Oh, crazy girl. We are going walking. Yes, we are. All right, Meggie in and safe, ready to go on a walk. Very boisterous this morning, I can tell you that much. I haven't seen her like this in a long time. Come on, girl. Oh. The one topic that we definitely wanted to tackle was whether or not to interfere when it comes to the wild. Give you a bit of background. Last week I posted a picture, and the picture was of a wild male lion. Apparently he's one of a group of 4, a coalition of 4 that hangs around in the S26 region in the Krugers National Park. And immediately when I noticed this lion, I noticed that he was skinnier than the rest of the group. At that point there was only 2 other male lions there with him, but he was a lot skinnier. And he has this, what appears to be this jaw that's either dislocated or swollen and red. It looks like his teeth have been almost kicked in. It could be an injury as a result of a kick from a zebra or even a giraffe. Be that as it may, I took some nice pictures of him and posted that in the coming week on Instagram with a caption, you know, basically talking about the scene that unfolded and also his injury. I thought that these injuries might have been recent. It was very hard to tell on the camera, but when I obviously got the images back into the edit suite, I realized that there was something really sinister going on there. So I decided to post the picture, and the comments came flooding in as to why does the Kruger Park not do anything in terms of helping this lion. And furthermore, other comments came in saying this lion has had these injuries for some time, and he's been living with these injuries quite successfully for some time, doing pretty well, hanging with the prides, certainly been able to do what they need to do, and he's been surviving. I will just say that my feeling is that he was slightly underweight, but you know, underweight is probably as a result of the fact that he can't eat properly or eat and consume as quickly as his brothers or coalition partners could or can. So yeah, that was the story there. But the big thing that came in, guys, was the commentary about why doesn't Kruger Park interfere. And I said in my caption that Kruger Park is a no or non-interference policy, by which I mean that they generally typically won't get involved in injured or sick animals if they deem it to be part and parcel of the natural system. They will interfere, I will just say, if there is something that has happened as a result of man's interference, i.e. a snare or a gin trap or deliberate poisoning or something like that. And they also will interfere, guys, if it is deemed to be an endangered species. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, a lion is an endangered species, and therefore, what's with the guys not getting involved? And so I just thought that I needed to make a few things clear. And the first thing that I needed to clear up was that lion numbers, there is this misconception that lion numbers are plummeting all throughout Africa. And if you look at the numbers as a whole, yes, lions are on the decrease. But if you look at certain countries, South Africa being one of them, lion numbers are actually stable, if not on the increase. And one of the areas that definitely we see a stability in the population, if not an increase in the numbers, is the Kruger Park. The lions are definitely not under any form of threat in the Kruger Park. They're doing well. And so from that perspective, they are and this is a difficult one, because I think a lot of people are going to find this hard to palate, is that from that perspective they don't see lions as a species whereby they should immediately interfere and go and sort him out. They leave, well, I hate to use the expression, they let nature take its course, because a lot of people will just tell me that the Kruger Park is just one big zoo. I do beg to differ. The Kruger Park is almost 2 million hectares. It's a massive system, and certainly it's not a one big zoo. And as I said, the lions are actually doing well there. They're thriving. Here comes Meg. She's in a very playful mood today. Da 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 da. Oh boy. Just on a caveat. Oh, Meg! Meggie! Oh. Yeah. Meg. Oh, my new GoPro camera, which I wanted to talk about. Oh my gosh, this line. Ah, what's all over me? I think I got ants all over me now. Got ants on me. Oh, this is terrible. Anyway, no, Magali. Not the new camera. Not the new camera. It's always when I have something new. So what the lions have to do is they have to break it in. Sorry GoPro, your Hero 9 has really been put through its paces. All right, back on the walk. Probably a better place to be. All right, so guys, getting back to this non-interference. So it's a very complicated topic, and I completely get the outcry as to why don't they just deploy the vet every time there's a sick or injured animal, or especially one that's deemed to be rare or endangered. And you've got to understand that the park's 2 million hectares, and so definitely when you report something like that, they don't just shrug it off. They definitely will see if other people report it and get to the bottom of it. Like for example with this lion and his injuries, me going to report that would result in the you know, maybe a ranger going out to being deployed, or a vet being deployed at great cost, I might add, and then them finding out that this lion's actually been living with his injury for this period of time. They have to look at the overall picture of what it means to conserve an area, a natural system, and they've got to make decisions based on that. So I think the object of conservation is really to conserve entire ecosystems in a balanced state or form. And I think it's not preservation of an individual. So as much as we would want to, as humans, emotionally we want to go and help every animal. That's just in our nature, especially people who love animals. And it's very hard for us not to get involved. But could you just imagine if every 5 minutes the Kruger Park's phone is ringing because somebody feels that they should be intervening in helping an animal that they think is endangered. And if you look at the lion, for example, as I said, the Kruger Park doesn't deem the lion to be endangered. In fact, they deem it to be a least concern kind of animal because of the success of the species in the park. So we must always bear that in the back of the mind too. I'm pretty sure if that was a wild dog, or if it was a cheetah or an animal like that, I'm pretty sure that there would have been some kind of follow-up and monitoring. So it is species specific, and it does seem a little bit unfair. I'm not sure. I thought I'd have a much better, clearer answer for you in terms of the way I articulated this difficult dilemma to you guys, but it's a complex situation. That's all I can say, and I think each case needs to be taken on its own merit. We do need to treat these systems as a natural habitat, and as an habitat that man shouldn't really intervene, because every time you do something you have a potential knock-on effect. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. You don't always understand the effects that you have on the dynamics of a group of animals when you do some form of intervention. Animals can be quite tricky in that respect, and you interfering might actually result in that lion dying. So the other thing I was going to say that can happen as a result of the interference is the decision that a human might make to, for example, put that animal down. So let's say that lion was found when his injury occurred a year ago, and the vets then made the decision to put him down. He would never be where he is today. So this is the other problem with the human factor, the human intervention. So the decision is going to have to rest on somebody's shoulders, and that's always the hard part, because you almost are playing God in a sense. You're coming there and you're saying, okay, well, now I'm making the call on this guy that he's not going to survive as a result of his jaw injuries, and that is not. And that's maybe not fair to him, because look how he has survived over the last year, and look how he has coped. So animals are hugely and highly adaptable, and one of the things that we talk about when we talk about survival of the fittest and natural selection is that this kind of thing does happen in a wild environment, and it's all part of the process. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. I don't know, I probably missed out. I'll probably be driving home and thinking to myself, I should have said this, I should have said that. But in a nutshell, I think, you know, the wild is the wild, and Kruger Park is a very, very, very delicately balanced system. And the less humans interfere in that balance, the better. So only when it's really, really deemed to be necessary do I think humans should interfere. Guys, make no mistake, South African National Parks has their hands full. It's a mammoth task managing an area of that size, of that vastness. And I take my hat off to these guys. There's some really, really top people there working in sand parks. So don't for one moment sit back and think that these guys don't care and that they're just doing nothing and that they're complacent. These guys, if you spend a week in their shoes, you will actually realize what they are up against. So I mean, this is a bit of a shout out to them. I'm in absolute awe and admiration for what these guys are up against and what they do for the very meager amounts of money that they actually make. You can rest be assured that these guys are committed to the cause and don't like to see any animal suffer as we don't. So it's a very different scenario, and I posted it the other day as to me looking after Meg, for example. Very different scenario, because Meg is a captive bred lion, and it's my responsibility and my obligation to look after her properly. So it's not just it's not even a choice, it's an absolute must. You know, I don't have to choose what's the right thing to do. If there's something wrong with Meg, I must do something about it. I must call the vet, or I must try and do something myself. So guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and until next time here on LionWhispererTV. Bye.